wabarakatuh. A very good day. Our group would like to present topic 1, which is park planning. Before we start, I would like to introduce our group members, starting me myself, Muhammad Faris Bin Salehan, and then next Muhammad Amir Bin Hayazi. After that, Muhammad Syukri Hafizul Bin Ayub, and the last one, Muhammad Afif Fitri bin Kamaruddin. For the introduction, park, recreation and leisure services in contemporary society have become major social institutions. They should be regarded as an essential part of everyday life and the well-being of the general community. An enormous amount of money is spent on leisure every year. Thus, all recreational resources and services are critically successful depending on directors, managers, supervisors, superintendents, head of division, program specialists, and other staff of recreation. Recreation is a word from Latin which is recreatio, meaning refresh or restore. Cross 1984. Recreation is an activity that people engage in during their free time, that people enjoy, and that people recognize as having socially redeeming values. The participants of recreation activities must contribute to society in a way that society deems acceptable. This means that activity deemed socially acceptable for recreation can change over time. Examples of recreational activities are endless and include sports, music, games, arts, craft, reading, travel, dance, and many more. Participants hope that their recreation pursuits can help them to balance their life and refresh themselves from their work, as well as other mandated activities such as house cleaning, children rearing. Definition of recreation resource. Recreational resource means that the broad range of outdoor and indoor public and private areas and facilities, any natural resources and related facilities that make outdoor recreation possible. As an example, public park, public forest, natural areas, wildlife management areas, lake and reservoirs, historic resource, trails, river, beaches, water access areas, byways, tidal and non-tidal wetlands, and greenway. Of park. Park is a large area of land with grass and trees. Park usually surrounded by fences of walls and specially arranged so that people can walk in it for pleasure or children can play in it. For example, the Kepong Metropolitan Park, located at the northern end of Jinjiang, is famous among locals for the kite flying activities that are practiced at these public facilities on a daily basis. This 95 hectares park is a vast area that consists of a 57 hectares lake where anglers will be glad to know that they are allowed to fishing here. Other facilities at the park include a remote control car track, a cycling track, football field, a boat house and aquatic activities, a viewing tower, playground and pavilion. According to Federal Law, Homestead, cited by Abu Bakar J. 2002, park is a place in which urban people can get meaningful recreation, from the peace enjoyment of idealized environment in peace to the fullest extent possible, which contrasts with their own life in the disturbance of the region. Next part is leisure service organization. Leisure service organizations are responsible for sponsoring and providing the recreation park and related leisure facilities and programs for the public at large. There are 8 types of leisure service organization in modern society, which are public recreation and park departments, non-profit community organization, commercial recreation, private membership organization, campus recreation, employees recreation programs, armed forces recreation, therapeutic recreation. This one is public recreation and park departments. Public recreation and park departments are formal government agencies with mandate to provide socially beneficial and ecologically sustainable services and facilities for the public. Community recreation and park department, for example, municipal council such as Majlis Pemandaran Selayang (MPS). Second one is non-profit community organisation, public corporation working on a non-profit basis under the supervision of private citizens. The voluntary organizations that depend heavily on direct program members by rent, skilled employees hired. For example, World Wildlife Fund (WWF). The third one is commercial recreation. Commercial recreation is the provision of facilities, equipment, and programs that satisfy public demand for activities during unobligated time and are profitable to the supplier. As an example, the travel and tourism industry consists of water rafting resorts and theme park. For example, Rasul Ambul. The fourth one is private membership organization. Private membership organization which are included closed membership clubs such as private country clubs, tennis club, and golf club, as well as retirement communities. For example, Wisma Family is campus recreation, leisure programs for students, staff, and teachers in colleges and universities, as well as neighborhood residents in specific cases. For example, recreation club. Sixth one is employees recreation programs. Companies provided leisure services to their staff with entertainment and related facilities. For example, having family day with all staff of the organization. For example, Shell Sports. The seventh one is armed forces recreation. Moral welfare and recreation. MWR provided with values, education and leisure by the armed forces. For example, Club Rekreasi Tentera Darat (KRTD). The last one is therapeutic recreation service, a variety of high-quality sport, recreational and outdoor opportunities to improve the physical, social and emotional well-being of people with or without disabilities in our community are included through the therapeutic recreation program.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. Thank you to the previous presenter. My name is Syukri Hafizul Bin Ayub. I will present about my part, which is traditional type recreational facilities. There are a few types of the recreational facility, which is playground, park, recreation center, sport facility, art center, and auditorium. The playground is an area of land where children can play, especially at the school, or in the park, an area of land where children can play. For example, most playgrounds are designed specifically as area for children to play in, but there are some playground for other age group. Park is the boundary area of the land or sea in its natural or semi-natural landscape condition and set aside for some reason, usually to do with the recreation. Community recreation center offer many programs that benefit both the body and mind. Studies have shown that people who exercise regularly have lower body pressure, delayed onset of the diabetes, lower heart disease rate, and overall increased longevity. Exercise also help increase white blood cell and aids in strengthening your immune system. Sport facility is enclosed area of the sport pavilion, stadium, gymnasium, boxing arena, swimming pool, roll and ice rink, bowling alley, and other similar places where members of the general public assemble to engage in physical exercise, participate in athletic competition, or witness sport event. Art center denote a functional community center that focus to support art practice and include facility like a art gallery or museum, a performing art trade, a fine art library, museum library, and dance studio. Auditorium also is the part of the public building where an audience site, a district from the stage, the area on which the perform or other object of the audience attention is presented. In a large trade An auditorium includes a number of low-level frequency design has stall, private box, dress circle, balcony or upper circle, and gallery. I will proceed to the next slide, which is factor affecting leisure and recreation. The first one, increase in leisure time. People will have shorter working week if they are involved in leisure and recreation activity. For today worker, there is hope that a description in workday hour may be on the horizon. According to research, the average worker is productive for almost 3 hours when committed to an 8-hour days. A wide variety of unproductive activity disrupt worker concentration level. The next point is provision. The factor affecting leisure and recreation will distribute to provision such as health club. A health club is also known a fitness club, fitness center, health spa, and is commonly referred to as a gym. This place houses exercise equipment for the purpose of the physical exercise. The third point is changing needs and expectation. It has long been recognized that the recreation good that public land provide and the visitor consumer is the opportunity to engage in a preferred activity at a time and place that provide the setting required to gain a desired experience.
Hi, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Amir Bin Hayazi. So I will present about two topics, which is outcome of organized recreation and park services, and second one is trend in recreation activities. So for the outcome of organized recreation and park services, first is building strong communities. So with the community pride is generated through leisure and park facilities. So which is when they organize the recreation and park services, it will build a strong community from the population at that place. So second one is promoting ethnic and cultural harmony. So at the recreation and park services, we know there are certain places that have a different culture, different ethnic. So with that we promote to the tourists to visit the place. Economic growth and stability. When it promoting ethnic and cultural harmony, so it will attract the tourists or the local to visit that place. Recreation and park place will increase the country and organization income. Fourth is strengthening family life. With the with the recreation and park activity services, the sharing of leisure time helps strengthening family relation. Family recreation together tend to be closer, more cohesive, and their chance of remaining together are increased. Last point is offering service for children and youth. Recent report, we know that the recreation and park services will offering service for children and youth because many park and recreation department in the community offer care after school and during that summer. So the second topic of my presenting is trend in recreation activity. So there are a few points in this topic. The first one is increase in fitness activity. We know that when doing a recreation activities, that will improve their cardiorespiratory fitness, which is involve a movement that increase the heart rate to improve the body oxygen consumption. So the second one is increase in personal leisure time. The number of hour in the working week has decreased. That means people have more time for leisure activity. Third one is surge in travel and tourism. When the tourism or local was enjoying doing their activity at that place, they will extend the vacation or duration in doing activities. For the last one is learning and adventure for the elderly. The recreation activity not only for the adult or youth, but also can be used by elderly for learning and adventure experience, which is they can use keep their healthy and decrease the risk of illness. That's all for me. I proceed for the last presenter, which is Afif. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Muhammad Fitri bin Kamaruddin. Point is changes affecting leisure services. Having discussed the past and the present, we must now ask what are the possibilities for the future. Politicians, scientists and futurists typically agree on a range of potential developments and social and economic patterns that are likely to continue in the coming decades. We expect our society to continue to diversity in racial and ethnic terms with changing patterns of family and gender ties, the rising globalism of the world of business and culture, environmental issues and revolutionary changes in the world of work are all likely to grow. The entertainment and leisure service area that lies ahead in the 21st century. First is increased birth rate in the last decade of 20th century. Next is steady growth in the number of elderlies. The third one is continuing high divorce rate and increase in the number of children born to unmarried parents. After that, the remarkable expansion of non-Caucasian populations. Next is the woman drive for equity in modern society. Furthermore, emergence of a growing class of extremely wealthy person who have withdrawn from the use of public facilities. Next one is environmental point of view of fuller use of wilderness areas. And next is different perspective of recreations. After that, play and leisure for quality of life. Next is recreation becomes commodities to be bought and sold, sellable, profitable, business opportunities. And next is economic and social trends. Two job lead stress, require more time for leisure. Last but not least, social media promotes leisure and recreational. For the conclusions, the very idea of planning for concept that is primarily personal to each of us seems to be flawed or at the very least doomed to failure. But leisure, or at least exercise, is fundamental to our lives, either as an artist or as a working partner. And so, we do not seem to have anything as strong as the physiological needs for fitness. While most of us have physiological need for exercise to be fit and safe, but one of the original cornerstones of the planning program was the need to preserve existing urban spaces, perhaps based on the supposed physiological rather than physiological need for recreation. Nevertheless, both the public and private sector of the economy have built a wide range of facilities to the point where recreation is one of the major cost center of local government and commercial recreations, and tourism is one of the fastest growing sector of the economy.